Have you ever believed that by now, science had fully mapped the human body? That every organ, every system, every layer of tissue had already been discovered, named, and studied? After all, for centuries we've dissected bodies, studied them under powerful microscopes, performed millions of surgeries, and advanced our imaging technologies far beyond what our ancestors could have imagined. And yet, in 2018, a group of researchers made a discovery that sent ripples through the scientific community. They uncovered what could be considered a previously unknown organ in the human body. An organ that had been hiding in plain sight this whole time. It's called the interstitium. So, what exactly is this hidden organ? Let's break it down. The interstitium is a network of fluid-filled compartments found throughout the body. It sits just beneath the skin, lines the digestive tract, the lungs, the urinary system, and even surrounds muscles and blood vessels. Essentially, it's everywhere. This interconnected system of spaces could account for 20% of all the fluid volume in the human body, a massive percentage that no one had clearly identified before. But here's the real twist: this isn't a brand new structure. We've been looking at it for decades. What changed was how we looked. For years, standard tissue examination involved slicing samples into thin sections and placing them under a microscope. But during that process, the fluid inside these compartments would drain out, causing them to collapse. What was left behind looked like dense connective tissue, nothing special. Then came the breakthrough. In 2018, a team of researchers led by Dr. Neil Thies at NYU School of Medicine used a new technology called probe-based confocal laser endomicroscopy, a real-time imaging tool that lets scientists look inside living tissues at the microscopic level. While scanning the bile ducts of cancer patients, they observed something unexpected: shimmering, lattice-like patterns that moved with the patient's breathing and heartbeat. What they were seeing wasn't solid connective tissue. It was a dynamic, fluid-filled network. That network was later confirmed through biopsies and further imaging as being consistent across multiple tissues and organs in the body. That's when it hit them: this wasn't an isolated phenomenon. It was part of something far more systemic. Now, let's go deeper. The interstitium serves as a shock absorber. It helps cushion organs, preventing them from tearing under the stress of movement. It also transports interstitial fluid, which includes water, proteins, and immune cells. This means the interstitium could play a critical role in immune defense, inflammation, and even disease progression, including how cancer spreads. This leads us to one of the biggest implications of this discovery. You've probably heard the term metastasis, how cancer spreads from one organ to another. Scientists now believe that the interstitium could be a pathway for cancer cells to travel throughout the body. It may explain how certain cancers spread so rapidly and unpredictably. Let that sink in. A structure we didn't even know existed might be responsible for one of the most feared aspects of cancer: its ability to invade the body like a silent traveler. But it doesn't stop there. The interstitium could also be involved in how fluid builds up in tissues, leading to edema, inflammation, and even fibrosis, the hardening or scarring of tissues. Understanding how this system works might unlock new treatment methods for conditions we previously struggled to explain. And if you're wondering, why is it being called an organ? That's a valid question. For a structure to be classified as an organ, it typically must perform a specific function and consist of multiple types of tissue working together. The interstitium seems to meet those criteria. It has structural elements, fluid movement, and may actively participate in immune response and tissue repair. However, not all scientists agree. Some are cautious, calling it a potential organ system until more studies confirm its full range of functions. Still, this discovery is already being compared to the moment we first learned about the lymphatic system, or the microbiome, other hidden systems that completely changed how we understand human biology. Let's zoom out for a moment. What does this tell us about science itself? It tells us that even with all of today's knowledge, even with all our advanced technology, the human body still holds secrets. That science is not static. It evolves. It adapts. And sometimes it forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew. The interstitium wasn't discovered because we suddenly got smarter. It was discovered because we changed our tools and our perspective. That's a powerful lesson, not just for scientists, but for all of us. Now, where do we go from here? In the years since the 2018 discovery, researchers have been studying how the interstitium connects with other systems, especially the immune system and vascular system. Some scientists are exploring whether diseases like Crohn's disease, autoimmune disorders, and even Alzheimer's could be linked to dysfunction in the interstitium. There are even studies looking at whether age-related changes in this system could affect the aging process itself. Could this hidden organ play a role in how we age? Could it be a key to longevity? And perhaps most intriguingly, if we missed this for so long, what else might be hiding in the human body, waiting to be discovered? The discovery of the interstitium reminds us that the frontier of science isn't always in space or the deep ocean. Sometimes it's right under our skin, waiting to be seen for the first time. Thanks to a change in how we look, we now have a new organ, and with it, a new path toward understanding ourselves.